Welcome students. Now we learn about the similar figures. Now what are the similar figures? Now look at the figures on the blackboard. Now this is the circle and this is also circle. This circle having the radius r1 and this another circle, this is also circle having the radius r2. Suppose the radius of this circle is 5 centimeter and radius of this circle is suppose 3 centimeter. Though the radius is different, these two figures are of circle. Now look at the second figure. This is a square. This is also square. But the side of this square is suppose 5 centimeter and side of this square is suppose 3 centimeter. Again, if you look, this is a equilateral triangle. Suppose this triangle is ABC and this triangle is PQR. All these two are equilateral triangle. Observe these figures carefully. Again, these two figures are of hexagon. These two hexagons here having the different length of sides. These two figures of rectangle. This is also rectangle and this is also rectangle. Now from these all figures we conclude that these figures are similar figures. Means this circle and this circle, these are the similar figures. The square and this is the one of the square, these are the similar figures. These are also the similar figures. These two are also similar figures. Why we say that these are the similar figures? Because the figures having the same shape is same. See here, this is a circle. Circle is a one of the shape and that's why shape is same but size is different. For about the circle, we conclude that the size of the circle is with respect to their radius, and that's why these two are the similar figures of circle. Means the figures which have the same shape but different size. Means same shape but different size. Such a figures are called as a similar figures. Now if you observe that the photograph of yourself, suppose now this photograph and original you, all these are the similar figures. Or suppose we say that the ship and the model of that ship, this is also the similar figures. Means the similar figures are those figures, they have the same shape but different size. Now we are going to study only about the similarity of the triangles. Look at these figures. These figures are similar figures because the shape is same but the size is different. Now in this way there are different kinds of figures. They are similar. Now let us learn about the similar figures. Now let us learn what is meant by similar triangles. Now before this, observe these figures. These are the congruent triangles and these are the similar triangles. Observe carefully. These are the congruent triangles and these are the similar triangles. These two figures are also triangles. Shape is same but the size is different. Yes, correct. But here shape is same and size is also same. Why size is same? We already learned in 9th standard, that is the what is meant by congruence of the triangle. Now all of you know that triangle ABC and triangle PQR, when we make the one-to-one correspondence between the vertices of the triangle, suppose vertex A is corresponds to vertex P, vertex B is corresponds to vertex Q, and vertex C is corresponds to vertex R. Means the one-to-one correspondence is like this: ABC corresponds to PQR. Means this is one of the one-to-one correspondence between the vertices of the triangle. Now there are 6 type of one-to-one correspondences between the vertices of the triangle. Out of these 6 one-to-one correspondence, at or due to any one-to-one correspondence between the vertices of the triangle, suppose the corresponding side, that is AB, is congruent with corresponding side, that is PQ. Second, that is corresponding side BC is congruent to the corresponding side QR. Side AC congruent to corresponding side PR. Means all these 3 sides are congruent. See here, this is the first statement. And due to this correspondence, again corresponding angles are also congruent. Means angle A is congruent with angle P. Right here, angle A corresponding or congruent with angle P. Second, angle B is congruent with angle Q, and angle C congruent with angle R. Now these are the 3 conditions. Means all these 3 angles and 3 sides of the one triangle are correspondingly congruent with the 3 angles and 3 sides of the other triangle, and then we say that these triangles are congruent triangles. Now these are the 6 elements of the triangle. Means the 6 elements of the one triangle is correspondingly congruent with the 6 elements of the other triangle. Then and then we say that these triangles are congruent triangles. Now, but what about the similar triangles? We know that in that similar triangle, the size is different, but the shape is same. Now shape is a triangle, but the size is different. Now when the size is different, what about the angles? Now in this similar triangle, if you measure the angle, that is A, again we make the one-to-one correspondence between the 2 vertices of the triangle, that is ABC corresponds to PQR. Again the correspondence is this: ABC corresponds to PQR. Means A corresponds to P, B corresponds to Q, and C corresponds to R. Now due to this correspondence, angle A congruent with angle P, angle B congruent with angle Q, and angle C congruent with angle R. All these 3 angles of the one triangle are congruent with the 3 angles of the other triangle. But what about the length of the sides? Here in the congruence of triangle, the lengths of the corresponding 2 sides are congruent. But here, the length of the 2 corresponding sides of the triangles are equal. Means the AB, corresponding side of that AB is PQ. According to this one-to-one correspondence, AB upon PQ, this ratio is equal to BC upon QR. And again the third ratio, that is AC upon PR. Means here we write that corresponding sides are in proportion. Corresponding sides are in proportion. corresponding sides are in proportion. Second, corresponding angles are congruent, just like as in the congruence of triangle. Corresponding angles, that is angle A is congruent with angle P, angle B is congruent with angle Q, and angle C is congruent with angle R. Means if you compare this congruence of triangles and similarity of or similar triangles, we conclude that corresponding sides are in proportion in the similar triangle. Here in the congruence of triangle, the corresponding sides are congruent. Yes, and that's why all these 6 conditions, these are also 6 conditions. Yes, and that's why all these conditions are satisfied. Then we say that these 2 triangles are similar triangles, and that's why for similarity we make a sign, that is triangle ABC similar with triangle PQR. Triangle ABC is similar with triangle PQR. When these 2 triangles become similar, when the corresponding sides are in proportion and corresponding angles are congruent. Now the question is that these are the congruent triangles. Can we say that these congruent triangles are similar triangles? Yes, these congruent triangles are also similar triangles. Why? Because AB upon PQ, if we take the ratio AB upon PQ, this ratio is 1:1 because the sides are congruent, and that's why all the sides or ratio of all corresponding sides in the congruent triangle is 1:1, and that's why the ratio is equal. And hence we conclude that these congruent triangles are also similar triangles, and that's why, but 2 similar triangles may or may not be congruent triangles. These 2 similar triangles may be congruent if the ratio of corresponding sides is 1:1. Otherwise, these 2 triangles are called as a similar triangle. Now let us learn the test for similar triangles. Now we already learned that the 2 triangles are similar if by any one-to-one correspondence between the vertices of the triangle. Suppose these 2 triangles are given to you. Triangle ABC, in triangle ABC and triangle DEF. By one-to-one correspondence, that is ABC corresponds to DEF, means A vertex is corresponds to D, B vertex is corresponds to E, and C vertex is corresponds to F. By this correspondence, there are 2 conditions for the similar triangles. If these 2 triangles are similar, then these 2 conditions are fulfilled or 2 conditions are satisfied. Which are the 2 conditions? First condition is that all corresponding angles means angle A and angle D. These are the corresponding angles by this one-to-one correspondence. That's why all corresponding angles are congruent. This is the first condition. And second condition, that is corresponding sides are in proportion. Corresponding sides means AB, corresponding side of this triangle ABC is AB corresponds to DE, BC corresponds to EF, and AC corresponds to DF. And that's why the ratio of corresponding sides, ratio means AB upon DE, just like as a ratio of corresponding sides are congruent. Yes, ratio of corresponding sides are congruent and all the corresponding angles are congruent. These are the two important conditions that the given two triangles we have to show similar. And if we observe that each and every time we have to check all these conditions, but it is very difficult to check each and every time angle A is congruent with angle D, angle B is congruent with angle E, and angle C is congruent with angle F. After that, measure the length AB, measure the length DE, measure the length BC, measure the length EF, and measure the length DF. After measuring all these lengths, we make the ratio or take the ratio and say that these ratios are congruent or not. But it is very difficult that each and every time we have to check all these conditions. Now for this, there are sufficient and necessary conditions that the triangles are similar. Now if the necessary and sufficient conditions are fulfilled, then we say that the triangles are similar. Now this group of three necessary and sufficient conditions, this group of three necessary and sufficient conditions are called as a tests for similar triangles. Now all these corresponding angles are congruent, means there are three angles. Suppose if all these three angles are congruent of one triangle, correspondingly congruent with the three angles of the other triangle, then all these conditions or remaining conditions are automatically fulfilled. Means that angle A is congruent with angle D, angle B is congruent with angle E, and angle C is congruent with angle F. Means all these three angles are corresponding angles are congruent. Then the remaining condition, it is not necessary to check it, and that's why ratio of the corresponding sides are automatically congruent, and that's why this group of three necessary and sufficient condition, it is called as a tests for the similarity. Now let us see that first test, that is, suppose this is a triangle, these are the two triangles. Suppose this is a one triangle, that is ABC, and this is the another triangle, that is PQR. Suppose this triangle is PQR. Now in this triangle ABC and PQR, due to the one-to-one correspondence, that is ABC corresponds to PQR, by this correspondence here angle A is congruent with angle P. Suppose we take here these two angles are congruent, these are the corresponding angles. Angle B congruent with angle Q, these two angles are congruent again. And angle C congruent with angle R, and that's why this angle C is congruent with angle R. All these three angles are congruent now. Now it is not necessary to show that the ratios are congruent, the ratios are already congruent, and that's why if this condition is fulfilled, then we say that these two triangles are congruent by the test A, means angle test. But again we observe that in this diagram angle A is congruent with angle P and angle B is congruent with angle Q. Suppose we take here this angle is 110 degree, this angle is also 110 degree, this angle is of again 30 degree, suppose this angle is 30 degree, all these two corresponding angles are congruent here. if we calculate the remaining angle or measure of the remaining angle must be congruent, because sum of the measures of three angles of a triangle is 180 degree, we know it, and that's why this is 30 degree, this is 110, means 140 degree. 180 minus 140, we will get here the 40 degree, and that's why this angle is of 40 degree. This angle must be 40 degree, and that's why again it is not necessary to show that all these three angles. Only two corresponding angles of one triangle are congruent with the corresponding two angles of the other triangle, then also we say that the triangles are similar. And hence this test, again we reduce it, this test is again we say AA test. Which test? AA test, means angle test. We use angle test. It is not necessary to show that the third angle is congruent. Only two angles of one triangle are correspondingly congruent with the two angles of the other triangle. That's why we say that these triangles are similar by angle test. Now let us learn again the second test for the similarity. Look at these figures. We have to show that these two triangles are congruent. But in these two triangles, we are not given that any one of the corresponding angles is congruent. We are given the length of the corresponding sides of that triangle. Suppose here is a triangle ABC and here is a triangle PQR. Now due to one-to-one correspondence, that is ABC corresponds to PQR, means A corresponds to P, B corresponds to Q, and C corresponds to R. Now due to this correspondence, let us find the ratio of each corresponding sides of the triangle. Now AB, corresponding side of AB is PQ. Means calculate this ratio AB upon PQ. What is this ratio? AB means 10 and PQ means 5. The ratio is 2:1. If you calculate this, ratio is 2:1. Again, the second ratio, that is BC upon QR. BC and QR are the corresponding sides of the two triangles. And that's why again we write the ratio 20/10 is equal to again 2/1. And the third side, that is AC upon PR, this ratio is also 8/4, means 2/1. Now if you observe that all these three ratios are equal, and that's why we write here in triangle ABC and triangle PQR, if corresponding sides are in proportion, then the triangles are similar. Not necessary to verify that or show that the corresponding angles are congruent. Corresponding angles are automatically congruent, and that's why in this triangle ABC and PQR, due to this one-to-one correspondence here, AB upon PQ, if AB upon PQ is equal to BC upon QR and is equal to AC upon PR, if all these three corresponding sides or ratio of all these three corresponding sides are congruent, then we say that triangle ABC is similar with triangle PQR, and this test is called as a SSS test, means side test, side test. And due to SSS test, all these two triangles are congruent. Now after that, these angles are congruent. It is not necessary to check these angles. Now in these two triangles, triangle DEF and triangle LMN. Look at the figures, triangle DEF and triangle LMN. Now in these two triangles, some of the sides are given. First side, that is DE, is given 8 units, DF is given 10 units, LM is given 4 units and LN is given 5 units. Now if you make the one-to-one correspondence between the vertices of the triangle, that is DEF corresponds to LMN. Now D corresponds to L, E corresponds to M and F corresponds to N. Now DE, this side is given to you, DF side is given to you, LM is given to you and LN is given to you. Now if you calculate the ratio, that is DE upon LM, this ratio is 8 upon 4 is equal to 2:1, and DF, corresponding side DF upon LN, this ratio is again 10 upon 5. This ratio is again 2 upon 1. But the third side or third ratio is not given, or third length of third side is corresponding sides is not given here. But we are given that the included angle, the two sides which are given, the length of two sides are given. Now this included angle is given. This is called as the included angle. Angle D is the included angle and L is the included angle. Now these two sides are given, or length of the two sides are given, and in between that two sides the angle is given, that is congruent. Angle D is congruent with angle L. We are given this, means the two corresponding sides are congruent and one of the included angle is congruent. This is the included angle. But if these two sides are given and angle E is congruent with angle M is given, we cannot say that the triangles are similar or not. We must given this included angle, and that's why if all these conditions, these are the three conditions here, means in this triangle again DE upon LM is equal to DF upon LN, and included angles, which angles? Angle D is congruent with angle L are congruent. If these all conditions are satisfied, then we say that triangle DEF is similar with triangle LMN, and that's why this test is called as a SAS test, means side angle side test. Now all these three tests are very important for the similar triangles. Now first test is SSS test, means side test. Second test is AA test, means angle test or angle test, and third test is SAS test. Now these three tests are very important to show that the given two triangles are similar or not. If you satisfy the three sufficient and necessary and sufficient conditions, now out of these three necessary and sufficient conditions, the triangles, we have to show that they are similar. Now let us recognize that the given pair of triangles, are they similar or not? See here, triangle XYZ and triangle LMN. Some of the values or measure of the angles and length of the sides of that respective triangles are given in the diagram. Now angle Y is given 100 degree, angle M is again given 100 degree. Now if you write the one-to-one correspondence between the vertices XYZ corresponds to LMN, then we observe that angle Y and angle M, these are the corresponding angles. Angle Z and angle N are the corresponding angles. Now we already learned in the test that if the two angles of the one triangle are correspondingly congruent with the two angles of the other triangle, the third or measure of third angle is not necessary, and that's why these two triangles are similar by the AA test. And that's why in this triangle, in triangle XYZ and triangle LMN, these conditions are fulfilled, means angle Y is congruent with angle M and angle Z is congruent with angle N. These two angles are congruent. All other sides are in proportion. They are automatically in proportion, and the remaining third angle is also congruent, and that's why we say that triangle XYZ is similar with triangle LMN by the test AA similarity. This test we use here, that is AA similarity. Now look at the second figure. Here the two triangles are again given XYZ and MNP. Now if you make the one-to-one correspondence between the vertices, X corresponds to M, Y corresponds to N and Z corresponds to P. Here the two corresponding sides are given, or length of the two corresponding sides are given. See here, XY is 14, YZ is 20, MN is 21 and NP is 20. Now if you take the ratio of corresponding sides XY upon MN by the one-to-one correspondence, that is XYZ corresponds to MNP, by this correspondence in this triangle XY upon MN is equal to 14 upon 21. What is the ratio? 2 upon 3. Ratio is 2 upon 3. This is the first ratio. Second ratio, YZ upon NP. YZ means 20 divided by 30. Again the ratio is 2 upon 3. That is second ratio. Now if you observe in this figure, if the corresponding sides are in proportion, we must given this angle is congruent with the corresponding angle N. But in this diagram we are given that Z is congruent with P. Included angle is not given, that these angles are not congruent. We are not given this, and that's why we can't say that these two triangles are similar, and that's why these two triangles are not similar. But here angle Z is congruent with angle P. We must given angle Y is congruent with angle N because it is an included angle. Yes, and that's why but we are given angle Z is congruent with angle P. Included angle is not congruent, and hence triangle XYZ is not similar to triangle MNP. And in this way we can verify the two triangles they are similar or not. Solve some examples which are based on the similarity of the triangles. Now look at these figures. There are two triangles in this example. ABC is one of the triangle and CDE, it is another triangle. Now some of the angles are given. These angles are congruent. These are given in the figure. Now see here, angle ABC is a 75 degree. This angle is 75 degree. And angle EDC is also 75 degree. This is also 75 degree. Now state which two triangles are similar. Now observe this example. In this example, in triangle ABC, AP is perpendicular to BC. AP is perpendicular to BC. BQ is perpendicular to AC. BQ is perpendicular to AC. P is in between B and C. Means P point is in between B and C. Q is in between A and C. Q is in between A and C. Then we have to prove that triangle CPA, triangle CPA means this triangle is a similar with triangle CQB. Similar with triangle CQB. These two triangles we have to show that these triangles are similar. And again in the second part, if AP is equal to 7, BQ is equal to 8, BC is equal to 12, then we have to find AC. Now this is our target. Now when we look at the figure, the two triangles we have to show that they are similar. Now mark these two triangles first. CPA means this is a triangle. This triangle we have to show similar with the triangle CQB. This is a one triangle. Yes. And this triangle is similar to triangle CQB. Means here CQB means this is a triangle. CQB. This is the another triangle. Now if you observe that angle C is common to the both triangles and we are given the sides are perpendicular. Now take the first, how we write the proof here. First make the one-to-one correspondence and write the names of the triangle with one-to-one correspondence. Now first we take one-to-one correspondence. First we take angle C because it is a common C, then right angle that is Q, or we take CPA. First triangle we are given CPA and that's why we take CPA. Now in triangle CPA and triangle CQB, the names of that triangle which are given to you, they are also in the one-to-one correspondence. Now in these two triangles, what happens? This angle C is common to the both triangles and that's why it is a congruent. That's why we write here angle C is congruent with angle C. Now we write here only one letter for the angle because it is a single angle. If it is an adjacent angle, then we can write the name of that angle in the with three letters. And that's why we write here angle C. It is very simple to write. Why? Because it is a common angle. Then in this triangle CPA, here this angle P, because we are given that AP is perpendicular to BC, means AP is perpendicular to CP, and that's why this angle is 90 degree, and that's why angle CPA is congruent with angle CQB because this angle is also 90 degree. Angle CQB. Why these two angles are congruent? Because these are each of 90 degree. These two angles of 90 degree. Because we are given the sides are perpendicular. AP is perpendicular to BC and BQ is perpendicular to AC, and that's why we write here each of the angle is 90 degree. And that's why by these two statements we conclude that triangle CPA is similar with triangle CQB by AA similarity test. By AA similarity test, the triangles are similar. Now we know that when the triangles are similar, all the conditions are automatically satisfied, and that's why the sides are in proportion. The sides of that triangle are in proportion. Now when we write the sides, proportionality of the sides, we use the letters like this. CP, this is the corresponding side of CP, is a CQ. Means right here CP upon CQ. Now CP upon CQ, the first side is in proportion. Second side means PA and QB. This is a one of the side which is a corresponding side, is equal to PA or AP divided by QB, and is equal to third side is CA or AC divided by BC. Why we write this? Because these are the corresponding sides of similar triangle. These are the corresponding sides of similar triangle. Now CP upon CQ is equal to AP upon QB is equal to AC upon BC. These are the corresponding sides of similar triangle. And put the values which are given in the example. Now these are the values. CP upon CQ, we are not given CP, we are not given CQ here. AP is given, QB is given, that is BQ is given, that is 8. AC we have to find, see here at the last of that example, AC we have to find, and BC is equal to 12. Now this ratio will be omitted here. Put the value, AP is 7, QB or BQ is 8 is equal to AC we have to find divided by BC is 12. Now when we cross multiply this ratio, 7 into 12 is equal to 8 into AC. This is the cross multiplication. And after that, how we will solve? 8 is in the denominator of this term. 7 into 12 divided by 8 is equal to AC. Now divide this 12 and 8 by 4. 4 3s are 12 and 4 2s are 8. 7 into 3, that is 21 upon 2. Means what is the value of AC? AC is equal to 21 upon 2. And that's why AC is equal to 10.5 units. And this is the value of AC. Now in this way, when we look at the figures, we can easily solve the questions. First, in each of the examples, we must make the one-to-one correspondence between the vertices of the similar triangle and observe the figure carefully that which angles are given congruent and which angles we have to show they are congruent by the sum of the properties. Now solve this example. To solve this example, we first observe the figure carefully. We are given in trapezium PQRS. Side PQ is parallel to SR. Observe in this figure, PQ is parallel to SR. AR is equal to 5 times AP. AR is equal to 5 times AP. AS is equal to 5 times AQ. And then we have to prove that SR is equal to 5 times PQ. Means this SR is equal to 5 times PQ. Now if you observe this figure, we have to show the two triangles similar here first. Now first we have to select that triangles that we have to show that they are similar. Now first, when we are given the sides, relation of the sides given in this diagram, see here, AS is equal to 5 times AQ and AR is equal to 5 times AP. That's why these two triangles we have to select. Now the first triangle is ASR. This is the first triangle we select, and the second triangle is PAQ. See here, this is the one of the triangle. Now these two triangles we have to select here, and first show that these two triangles are similar. Now it is very easy to show these two triangles are similar. See here, this is a point A. If you observe carefully, this angle and this angle, they are vertically opposite angles, and vertically opposite angles are congruent. Yes, this is the first statement our. Now the secondly, we are given that PQ is parallel to SR. Now when these two lines are parallel, see here, these two lines are parallel, and if you take SQ is a transversal, SQ is transversal, that's why this angle, that is PQA, is congruent with ASR. Or some of the students take these two parallel lines and PR as a transversal, then they can show these angles. Angle P, that is QPA, is congruent with ARS. It is also correct. And now using this test, now this test is AA test. Now let us write. How to write this? In triangle. Now write the names of the triangle with one-to-one correspondence. Now take the names of the triangle ASR, and triangle, second triangle, how we write the name? A, first name we write ASR, see here, second name we write AQP, because S corresponds to Q here, and that's why we write the name of the triangles with one-to-one correspondence. Now angle SAR is congruent with angle QAP. This is a common angle. Yes, this angle is A. See here, A angle is common, and that's why this is a congruent angle. Second angle, if we take these two parallel lines and this SQ is a transversal, then angle ASR is congruent with angle PQA. Which type of angle this? This is the alternate angle. This is alternate angle. And why we write this is alternate angle? Because PQ is parallel to SR. We write here, if PQ is parallel to SR and which is a transversal, SQ is a transversal, and then this is a alternate angle, and that's why it is a congruent, and hence triangle ASR is a similar with triangle AQP by AA similarity test, and that's why we write the corresponding sides of the similar triangles. We know that corresponding sides of the similar triangle are in proportion, and that's why we write the proportion as AS upon AQ. Now we already told you that when we write the names of the triangles with one-to-one correspondence, it is not necessary to look at the figures. Directly we write the proportion of the sides. AS upon AQ is equal to SR upon PQ and is equal to AR upon AP. Yes, correct. Now this is the statement number 1. Why? These are the sides of similar triangle. These are the sides of similar triangles because they are in proportion. This is the statement number 1. Now look at the given. We are given AS is equal to 5AQ, but we write here AS is equal to 5AQ and second statement AR is equal to 5AP. AR is equal to 5AP. Now see here AS upon AQ, this is ratio, it is given to you. From this statement we can make the ratio AS upon AQ. Now if we take AQ in the denominator, AS upon AQ is equal to 5 upon 1. This ratio we will get. And again here AR upon AP, take this ratio, AR upon AP is equal to also 5 upon 1. Now from these two ratios are equal. We write here. Here the two ratios are equal, means AS upon AQ is equal to AR upon AP is equal to 5 upon 1. From these two statements we write here the third statement. Yes, but we are given that all these three ratios are equal, means AS upon AQ is equal to SR upon PQ. SR upon PQ is also 5 upon 1. Yes, now here is the statement we write as second suppose, and hence from 1 and 2 statement SR upon PQ is equal to also 5 upon 1, and that's why when we cross multiply it we will get SR is equal to 5 PQ. Now this is our proof, that is SR is equal to 5 PQ. Now this is very important. First look at the figure, show the triangles are similar, write the ratios of the sides, they are in proportion due to the triangles are similar, and then from the given statements we make the ratios or take the ratios. This ratio is equal to 5 upon 1, and that's why third ratio is also 5 upon 1, that's why SR is equal to 5 PQ. Let us solve this example. In this example, trapezium ABCD is given. Side AB is parallel to DC, see here in the diagram. Diagonals AC and BD intersect at point O. If AB is equal to 20, the length of some sides are given. AB is equal to 20, DC is equal to 6, OB is equal to 15, OB is 15, see here, and we have to find OD. This OD we have to find. Now in the previous example we already learned this. Now here which triangles, two triangles we have to show similar. We take first triangle, that is COD. This is a one triangle, and the another triangle is AOB. See here, this is a another triangle, that is AOB. This is a AOB triangle. Now these two triangles we have to show that similar. Now how we write the proof? We write proof like this. In triangle AOB, in triangle AOB and triangle, now we have to take or write the names of the triangle in one-to-one correspondence. First we write here AOB, first vertex we take A, then we take COD. In these two triangles, what happens? First, that is angle AOB is congruent with angle COD because these are the common angles, and that's why they are congruent. Again, if you observe, these two are the parallel lines, that is CD is parallel to AB given to you, and if we take this is a transversal, now you can take this a transversal also. If we take this is a transversal, then this angle A and this angle C, they are congruent. This angle is also already congruent. This is a common angle. That's why these two angles are congruent. Means right here angle OAB is congruent with angle OCD. Why? Because these are the alternate angles with transversal CA or AC. Transversal AC, when we take transversal AC, then this is a alternate angle, and that's why triangle AOB is similar with triangle COD by AA similarity test. Yes, and when the two triangles are similar, the sides are in proportion. Then write the sides of the proportion. We write the names of the triangle with one-to-one correspondence, and that's why we write directly the proportion of the sides, that is AO upon CO or OC is equal to OB upon OD is equal to AB upon CD. Write like this. Why we write this? Because these are the sides of similar triangles. These are the sides of similar triangles. Now put the values. We are given that AB is 20, here AB, DC is 6 or CD is 6, OB is given. This ratio is not given to you. That's why omit it. OB upon OD, OB we are given 15, right here 15 upon OD we have to find is equal to AB means 20 divided by CD means DC is equal to 6. Now by cross multiplying we get 15 into 6 is equal to 20 into OD, and that's why OD is equal to 15 into 6 divided by 20, then divided by 5, 5 3s are 15 and 5 4s are 20, and divide 6 and 4 by 2, 2 3s are 6 and 2 2s are 4, 3 into 3 that is 9 divided by 2, and that's why OD is equal to 9 upon 2, and that's why OD is equal to 9 upon 2 means 4.5 units. This is the value of OD.